Hello everyone, welcome back to ThoseYGOguys. I'm Alessandro, your host, and in this video we're going to be doing a little bit more talking about other people's ban list predictions, or aka their wish list, but I'm not going to talk about everyone else's list and all that. I'm just talking about one particular common card I've been seeing quite often in several different lists, and it just annoys me to the max, and I feel like I gotta do this video just to address and some of the skepticism and biases that some people are having. And what card am I talking about? Evilswarm Ophion. Why am I talking about Evilswarm Ophion? Well, simple. A lot of people are saying that Evilswarm Ophion needs to get banned or limited, and I'm like, what? Really? You're seeing Evilswarm Ophion that big of a problem? Are you kidding me? Like, literally, are you seeing like Ophion that the biggest problem in the entire format? I mean, come on guys. Seriously. Alright. Let's break this down a little further so we can analyze and do some different scenarios, and then I hope that I can change some of your point of views, or at least see my point of view on Evilswarm Ophion, and against to other people's little biasy and their skepticism. So Evilswarm Ophion, as long as he has an Xyz material, he prevents level 5 or higher monster from special summoning. Okay, so a good bit of decks can do that. Woo. And of course, it has the ability, by detaching an Xyz material, you can search for an infestation spell or trap card. Okay. So, of course, Evilswarm Ophion is 2,550. That's pretty beefy and all that. So if I Xyz summon Evilswarm Ophion, and your opponent has Bombless and they're going to activate Bombless, and you have no Infestation Pandemic, you're kind of out of luck there. But what happens if they do have the Infestation Pandemic, just in case you guys are going to say that? Have you ever heard of Chain Link? Okay, I Xyz summon Ophion. Okay, I activate Bombless Trap Hole. Okay, I activate my Infestation Pandemic from my hand to protect my Ophion from spells and traps. Okay, chain to your Infestation Pandemic. I activate my Compulse to compulse Evilswarm Ophion right off the board. Because chain links, like when you resolve the chain links and the effect, it works backwards. So Compulse will apply its effect first, then Infestation Pandemic, then Bombless. I mean, seriously guys, you guys are acting like everybody and their moms and their grandmothers are playing Evilswarms. Well, actually, let me do a little play on words. People act like there's a mass infestation pandemic of Evilswarm around the world. I mean, seriously guys, last time I checked, Evilswarms are not taking up a lot of the top tables. I mean, yes, they do take out some top tables from here and there, but not as much as Dragon Rulers and Prophecies. Evilswarm is not the deck that defines the format. It's Dragon Rulers and Prophecies. It's the main reason why we're main decking Eradicate Epidemic Virus. Is another reason why we are main decking Effect Veilers, Maxis, Imperial Iron Wall. I mean, what else? It's not because of this deck. I mean, who cares about this deck? I mean, just adjust your deck just so that you won't lose to this deck. I mean, we have cards like Breakthrough Skills. We have cards like the upcoming Xyz Encore. Then we have like Penguin Soldier and Snowman Eater and oh god, Neospatian Grand Mole, just to name a few. Compulse. And like Breakthrough Skill, you use it from one card, you can use this effect like twice for one card. So if the first time breakthrough skill failed, okay, like they use Pandemic on their Ophion, okay, that's cool. You get a second chance. Just banish the breakthrough skill in your graveyard and see if you could turn off Ophion's effect. If that worked, voila, you're all set to go. And people have already jumped to conclusions thinking like, oh, because of the existence of Evilswarm Ophion, decks such as Heralds, Chaos Dragon, and Heretics are dead. No? Like, we have cards like Breakthrough Skill, and it's been reprinted, so don't even bitch about it. There are other ways that we can adjust our decks. It's not like a losing battle against, it's like, oh, my opponent's playing Evilswarm, I might as well scoop. No. Don't do that. You're supposed to be better than that. If you're playing the deck that you enjoy, you know if you're going to a competitive scene, you need to adjust your deck so you can be prepared for this kind of deck. I mean, what idiot moron will just walk in and is like, oh, I'm not gonna walk in and see an Evilswarm deck, and then all of a sudden like, oh, literally, seriously. And the fact that, okay, Ophion can only stop level 5 or higher monster from special summoning. Okay. It doesn't stop Monarch from tribute summon. It can't stop like wind-ups or Inzectors or Fire Fist or decks that can manipulate level like Constellars, Mecha Fan Beasts. Seriously, what does Ophion do to those kind of decks? Seriously, what's the worst thing that this thing can do? The best thing it can be doing is just a big, huge beat stick. It's just like, okay, I'm just getting infestation cards, so I don't have to draw. Just beat, 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 beat. That's it. That's the best he can do. Like, I play against my friend David's Mecha Fan Beasts, and trust me, that spare little XC material means shit. Stupid people and ignorant people are usually the first thing that kind of just infuriates me. But that's beyond the point. If you look at the OCG meta, I count more Dragon Rulers and Prophecies than I can count Evilswarm. And if you look at Meta Capital G's OCG meta analysis, Evilswarm only make about 12%. Well, okay, let's look at spellbooks. 33%. Dragon Rulers, 44%. You see the big difference? Like, okay. So let's just say Evilswarm did not get hit by this coming ban list. And let's assume that the format will be something similar to pre-Tachyon Galaxy. In a way, but maybe not Mermails dominating that kind of stuff. Well, I don't know how that's gonna happen. That's gonna turn out, but let's just assume that there's gonna be a wide variety of different decks. Alright, you know the YCS New Jersey? And granted, they do lack Evilswarm Kirkion. And a lot of people assume like, oh yes, Evilswarm deck's gonna kill Mermails and all that. Well, guess what? Mermails won YCS New Jersey. Evilswarm did a so-so performance. Only 2 made it to top 32, and that was it. So, if we include Fire Fist gaining full power with the upcoming set, and same thing like Constellars, people are just ignoring Constellar. It's like, oh, it's all about Evilswarm. It's like, Oh, because everyone sees this in the OCG meta, because fuck it, Constellar, because that's the only thing that matters in many people's minds. And like, I look at other cards that have similar effects, like Evilswarm Ophion or something similar. Like we have like, or maybe a general similar setup like a lockdown or something like that. Like we got Evilswarm Dolka, we have Evilswarm Logia, we have Thunder King Ryo, and like even Archlord Christia. Like I'm surprised no one even talk much about Archlord Christia. Like Archlord Christia is pretty much the ultimate. No, you cannot special summon monsters. Period. And it's like people are complaining about I can't play my heralds and all that, but let's say if you go first, you already got all your 4 fairies, and you're playing against this Evilswarm player, and they haven't brought Ophion for whatever reason. I mean, it can happen. And you brought Archlord Christia. How would the Evilswarm player feel? And then you back it up with Herald of Perfection. How would the Evilswarm player feel? You see the terms of bias right there? I want people to know that just because Ophion existed does not mean all the other decks are dead. Because that is complete garbage. Because look, Dragon Rulers, they don't care one bit if he's there. I mean, they run breakthrough skills, they have blasters that can blow the blasted thing into Kingdom Come. I mean, Mermails, they can work their way around. I mean, other decks can work their way around. And we have Xyz's Encore. It's pretty much the ultimate get rid of any Xyz monster that you don't like. Or it's pretty much, by what my friends like to say, is pretty much the ultimate rape Ophion card. I hope you guys are getting some of my points right there. And don't tell me about the Xyz Reborn. Like, oh, you can Xyz Reborn, Ophion and all that. Okay, good. Tell me, how often relevant was that Xyz Reborn in every single duel? Because I can guarantee you're not going to see that Xyz Reborn every single time, nor you're going to find it in the right situation at any given point. I mean, you will. I'm not saying that you won't, but seriously, you guys are treating this card like he's God. He is no God. Now, judging him for how the future form is going to be, it's probably going to be like another diverse form or something like that. And believe me, all this hype about Evilswarm Ophion, just like what your Yu-Gi-Oh channels usually say, the hype about Evilswarm is like snow. It will melt soon. And I think it will melt soon once we get into a new format. Because the only reason why Evilswarm is so good is because of his matchups. Let me bang this down to every people's little skulls to realize that Evilswarm is only as good as his matchups. Like, if you put up a deck against a deck that doesn't rely on special summon level 5 or higher, then what's this Ophion gonna do for you? Seriously. You're not really locking them down, you're just beating them up. And that's something I feel like people need to understand. And I hope you guys are not getting trapped into this premise thinking like, oh, Evilswarm is one of the big 3 decks. It must get hit. Guys, please don't do that. Ophion is pretty much, or Evilswarm is pretty much the anti-meta deck against Prophecies and Dragon Rules. Because it has about alright matchups against the two. I mean, you can run main deck Eradicator Epidemic Virus, so you can screw up around with prophecies, and then when you play against Dragon Rulers, hopefully if you go first, make Ophion immediately, and then pray to God you can protect it as much as you can. I mean, nobody talks much about Constellars, and surprisingly, if I can remember correctly, a lot of people were surprised to see a good performance of Constellars that performed in the North America World Championship qualifying tournament. Oh gosh, I think that's all I have to say. So yeah. So just because you see this in this current meta does not mean that the deck is OP or anything. It's pretty much served as like an anti-meta, like kind of like from last September format when Mac Rabbits, like nobody considered Dino Rabbits that one bit, and then ever since Mermail Atlanteans became a thing, Rabbits was actually the best deck that could main deck Macrocosmos, and that's how Mac Rabbit became the thing. So yeah. So let me know what you guys think of all the things I've said. I hope you guys take take this bit of information accordingly, and I hope you guys don't fall under the trap of believing that Evilswarm is a meta deck, and don't get trapped under the skepticism and biasy, believing that this deck is over OP or anything. It's not like that. And if you don't believe me, go take this and go build an Evilswarm deck either on DevPro, Dueling Network, or make one real life just for fun, and play against a wide variety of decks. Some like meta decks, and of course other decks non-meta. Let's just throw like some examples, like just play against like agents and wind-ups and constellars and insectors and heretics. I mean, just to name a few. And then come back. Actually, not only. Well, we'll do that. And then when this next format starts, and you come back and see this video, and then you'll be like, wow. You're probably gonna laugh and say like, wow, why do people fuss so much about Evilswarm Ophion? That was like so last year, or like I don't know how new like how people in this generation usually say stuff like that. So I hope you guys enjoyed this bit of information and this rant. Trust me, you don't see me ranting that much, but I had to point it out because this is nonsense right there. So I hope you guys enjoy. Definitely just check out to ThoseYGOguys if you're new, and I will be doing a video sometime later on Friday, August 3rd, and I'm gonna be doing something like my wish list, and we're gonna be talking about the Judgment of the Light set because it's sneak peek preview Saturday this coming weekend. So yeah. So take care, guys. Enjoy, and I'll see you guys later. Take care. Bye bye.